Here we go. Well, thanks, Mary Lisa. I want to thank Bill. Um, so in 2001, a little group of people left the Department of Energy with wandering into the wilderness with only a document, like an electronic file in their hands. And it said, you know, it was called the IPMVP document. And that's really all we had. We formed a nonprofit and said, we have this document, what do we do? We have the document. We also have the goodwill of a group of people who think this practice of standardized assessment of energy projects is probably important to keep it going. We're not done, right? So in 2000, we have this document, but we're not done. We want to maintain this document and improve it. And 2001, we formed a nonprofit company to house that activity. So as an organization, we formed a new organization. And about the first year, we got a little bit of donations from people like utilities and government like FEMP. And so we had $30,000, $40,000. By the way, I have all this data stored if you ever want to know the history. Not that you would, but I do. I can put facts behind all this. And early 2002, after a year, not quite even a year of being out in the world, 6 months or something, we said, maybe we could do something like a certification to take individuals and certify them that they know how to use this thing. And maybe we could talk to Al Tuman and talk to AEE and see if they would like to support a certification. And, one thing led to another, and that's when this whole thing started. So that's 20 years ago, 20 years and a month or so, that we started the CMVP program. And I think at that point, we thought if we could get 3,000 or 4,000 people certified, we'd be happy. And we weren't, our sights weren't set too far beyond, frankly, the North American market, because that's what we knew best. But here we are, it's 2022, and we have a truly global certification. And M&V itself has evolved in those 20 years, but the fundamental concept hasn't. So the fundamental concept's the same, and we're still learning how to apply the language to it and translate that language around the world. And yeah, so I just want to say over those 20 years, I've been the board chair of CMVP, I think since 2007. I think I looked it up and it was 15 years. It might be 2005 and it's been 17 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. But the support of AEE, the continued support, has been unwavering, right? And consistent, and just operates, like a machine, right? It works. And we've done really well. So I just want to say that up front, this is nothing new. It's just a continuation of an incredibly great partnership for 20 years. And I think it's just the beginning. Like you said, the fun's just the beginning. So the fun thing next is we're going to go through the slides. And I do want to say that we do have available 3 of the developers, the 3 other main developers. Sam's not here because Sam's not a trainer, but hats off to Sam Day, who also joined our development crew to fill us in and make sure we addressed utility programs. So that's what's kind of new here. The CMVP in that 20 years has grown from a primarily performance contracting savings verifier to utility programs, at least in the US, in a large part. Maybe more people doing utility programs, certainly in California, way more people doing M&V in utility programs than in performance contracts. So yeah, so the practice of M&V has changed in terms of where it sits in the field. But again, the fundamental underlying theory hasn't changed. So with that, then 20 years after we started the program, we had an opportunity to rethink how to address M&V in these new markets.